Happy homecoming, Wildcats. Josh Sibley here with you. We've got another conference matchup with the Farmington Tigers traveling up to Eagan. The last time these two teams met was October 6, 2023, with Farmington winning 56-28. The Wildcats are looking to upset the Tigers for the first time since 2014. Farmington is coming off of a 21-14 win against the Rosemount Irish and is hoping to kick off a winning streak. Eagan barely lost last week against Metro South powerhouse Lakeville North, taking the L with a respectable 33-36 and ending their 3-game winning streak. The Wildcats are looking to get their winning mojo back tonight. Farmington sits 2-2 in the conference and 3-2 overall, with Eagan 3-1 in the conference and 3-2 overall. Add in the bonus pressure of securing a homecoming win and the playoffs just around the corner, and we have a high-stakes game you can't miss. The Farmington Tigers at the Eagan Wildcats homecoming football starts now on ETV.
We welcome you inside packed Wildcat Stadium, homecoming 2024. The Eagan Wildcats home against the Farmington Tigers. He's Nathan Cron. I'm Mike Cook. And Nathan, what a great night for football. It's absolutely gorgeous out. Two really good teams, and this should be a whale of a football game.
It's a great night for football here at Eagan. We've got a great matchup between two teams that both have designs on not only putting a stamp on their season, giving themselves an opportunity to win a big football game, but also set themselves up for potential playoff, section seeding, conference, district honors, things like that. Everything to play for these two teams. Both teams, everything is in the mix tonight for a great football game.
And do not adjust your television set. Yes, the Eagan Wildcats are wearing green. That's a throwback to the homecoming tradition that really might have started when Rick Sutton was the head coach here. Sutton, coincidentally, one of the co-head coaches for this Farmington Tigers squad.
We're going to throw it now to public address announcer Dave Giles.
The colors this evening are being presented by of the Daniel R. Olson American Legion Post 594 of Eagan. They are Lance Ashland, Mark Frasconi, John Raymond, and Danny Sanoa. Following the national anthem, we'll ask that you please remain standing until the colors are off the field. The national anthem this evening will be performed by the Eagan High School Concert Choir, along with 8th grade choir students from Blackhawk Middle School and Dakota Hills Middle School. They are under the direction of Jim Cox, Amy Jo Cherner, and Adam Gibner. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
And again, fans, please remain standing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
To me, that is such a cool tradition they do at Eagan High School. You get the American Legion Post out here to help celebrate homecoming every year at Eagan High School. I think it's a wonderful thing.
And the Legion Post named after an Eagan alum, if I'm not mistaken, Corporal Olson. So obviously we have a sign near the stadium lot honoring him as well. So big moment for everybody. Everybody gets to share in that and enjoy that for a few seconds, and then it's over to football. Competition between two good football teams.
Absolutely. Real quick, 60 degrees at kickoff here in Wildcat Country. As you see, we have a full house here in Wildcat Country. Actually, they're going to say 68. That was taken an hour ago, I think. Now the sun has gone down, but no wind. Great night for football. No problems with weather as we had last time we were home against Lakeville South, but the Eagan Wildcats, they come in. Speaking of Lakeville South, Cats won that game here in a thriller. Went down to Lakeville North, lost, dare you say, a heartbreaker at Lakeville North last week, I should say. Lakeville North went on that lengthy drive in the fourth quarter, able to cement the win. Eagan got a late touchdown from Matt Nyson, got the onside kick, but just couldn't quite get the equalizer. But nonetheless, a really good performance against the number one team in the state from the Eagan Wildcats.
Yeah, the Eagan Wildcat program a few years back would have folded up and gone away after the Lakeville North Panthers put together that big drive in the third and fourth quarter. They didn't go away. There's mental toughness on these guys down here, these guys down in green. Farmington Tigers are coming off a big win against the Rosemount Irish last week, and so they'll look to make it 2 in a row. Both teams looking for momentum. Win or lose, they're both looking to do good things on the football field. Tigers will kick us off tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Farmington. Last year, they won their last 3 games of the regular season before losing to Eagan ultimately in the playoffs. But kicking off, Ethan Giesler for the Farmington Tigers. Farmington with that new look helmet this year, the Cincinnati Bengal, University of Memphis look. And this will be Brooklyn Evans if he fields it. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. Wildcats, really good starting position, out at the 35. And that'll be number 11, Brooklyn Evans. He'll lead that Eagan offense as he has all year long. Evans had just 46 yards on the ground last week, which was very, dare I say, un-Brooklyn-like almost, but because he is by far the leading rusher this year for this Eagan Wildcats squad. He's got 94 yards, I should say, total, averaging almost 8.6 yards every time he touches the rock.
Big runs last week for the Wildcats by a number of players. I'm sure we'll see some of those guys getting carries tonight. But first, got to get that center quarterback exchange for Evans.
Marshall Beerley, the center right now for the Eagan Wildcats. Moved over from his guard position because Peyton Gramboys is still beating up just a little bit. And here goes. That's a quick 16 for Evans. First down into Tiger territory.
I have to say there is a tendency for the Wildcats, and I think a lot of option teams on a 1st and 10, first play of the game, to go between the tackles, hit that dive back, and kind of see what's going on in the middle of the defensive line, the front 7. You see there was some big contact there, but Brooklyn Evans around the left end, good down blocks. And good pursuit that time by the Tigers.
So Carter Hills, number 24, had a nice kickoff block. And yeah, no shock. The Pit is here tonight. They're rocking it. There's no school today. So these kids they got a lot of pent-up energy, shall we say, from the Tiger side of midfield. Evans, he'll pitch. Near side. Cutting to the outside. That's Cooper. And Cooper down near the 30. Or no, check that. That's Halverson, number 40, not number 10. But there's a flag back at the 43-yard line.
So I think this is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a hold. I don't know if it's going to be a legal block or a hold against the Wildcats. The outside wide receiver had contact, then released contact. The Farmington Tiger defender turned. You're going to call a hold. Okay.
Number 24, 10-yard penalty.
My apologies. They ran
First
that play
down.
earlier this year with Cooper coming from that side. I saw the 0 on the jersey. Made the mistake. I should know it's Halverson. So it's going to be, we'll replay the down.
So second at about 17. It's a spot foul.
About 15. Back to the Eagan 47 from the 48 of Farmington. Again, early stages of this one from Wildcat Country. Homecoming 20-24. Evans under center. Straight ahead. That's Gilbertson. Gets a couple maybe on that play. He's wrestled down. Joe Seifert in there among others for the Farmington Tigers. Max Blandon as well. Minimal pickup that time, setting up 2nd and long for the home team. Gilbertson last week, 2nd offensive play of the game, 60 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's what a luxury for Coach Dick Johnson and these Wildcats to have a dive back, if you want to call him that, a dive back in a option scheme, be able to house one from 60 yards. That's impressive.
And he'll get another action. This will be Evans. He'll cut to the outside. Nice tackle that time by the Farmington lineman. Coming up off the bottom of that pile for the Tigers was number 51, Cole Bussey. A nice job of wrapping up Brooklyn for a minimal pickup to make it 3rd and about, let's call it 8 for the Eagan Wildcats.
Yeah, good blocking down the field on the dive back. A lot of people biting on the dive back, but good pursuit that time by the Farmington Tigers, closing down Brooklyn Evans.
For the Wildcats from the Tigers 46.
Gilbertson, lone man in the backfield for the home team. Maybe changing the play at the line is Evans. Evans, he'll keep. Evans will keep. Bussey and company all over that play. No chance for Brooklyn Evans, and it's going to be punt time for the Eagan Wildcats.
Well, it's punt time for the Wildcats, and it's unfortunate there. Evans thought about pitching that ball, then decided to cut it up, and by the time the pitch made more sense, he was already in the grasp. I like that, though. I like the maturity there of the senior quarterback, not throwing that ball, not pitching that ball, not taking a chance, giving the team a chance to punt and try to pin the Farmington Tigers deep.
Wyant will be the deep man for the Farmington Tigers. We're going to call Brock Wyant's name a lot tonight, number 4 in white. And Farmington definitely setting up the return on a short kick in the middle of traffic. Everybody's got to stay away from it. Favorable ones for the Tigers, and they will take over at about their 26-yard line.
Down by Grady Reeser, number 22.
With 8:41 to go here. Opening quarter. First opportunity for Farmington, who last year, if you look on paper, they put a whooping on the Wildcats. It was 56-28 the final. However, Farmington, I think 3 scores in about the last 4 minutes. Kind of some garbage time, but nonetheless, Farmington, they've got Eagan's number.
Yeah, the Tigers for a number of years have had good success against Eagan High School. It's a little bit hard to understand exactly why the Farmington Tigers you would think maybe a team with a natural rivalry might have our number, but the Tigers have been tough outs for the Wildcats.
Yep. Jonah Osk will be the quarterback, number 7. Call that name an awful lot tonight. Straight ahead, bouncing back, coming near side. Got some room. That's a nice pickup for first down for the Farmington Tigers. Lane Johnson, the ball carrier.
For the Tigers is Lane Johnson,
5'11" senior.
Up by Bennett Larson, number 52.
Bennett Larson with the stop for the Wildcats.
This is good blocking. Unfortunate there for the Wildcats. They weren't able to keep Larson in the back, keep the runner in the backfield, but great job bouncing to the outside that time by Johnson.
Gain of 6.
Bennett Larson with the tackle for the Wildcats, number 52. He and number 27, Christian Langhorst, 2 inside backers, also the top 2 tacklers for this Wildcat squad. 4 receivers set for the Tigers. Haas going to look near side. He's going to scramble. He'll keep it. Bounces to the outside, and he'll get maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Keeps the ball.
Nice job coming up that time from the secondary. I believe that was Dorsey, along with number 9 for the Eagan Wildcats. That's Koken. So 3rd and about 4 upcoming for the Tigers. You know, you and I talked to Coach Nick Johnson before the game, and he said they got to contain number 7.
Well,
that is the key tonight.
He leads the team in rushing. He's scored more touchdowns than everybody else combined by a factor of 3. Absolutely, he's the number 1.
With Wyant, he's not going to get there. Bennett Larson in on the stop for the Wildcats. Big number 52.
Bennett Larson, number 52.
It's going to be 4th down and about. 4th down and about 2. Great job there by the Eagan defensive line. That was gang tackling.
And
looks like either Farmington's bringing on the punt team or they're bringing out a heavy package. Looks like it might be the punt team.
That's what it looks like.
You know, frankly, it's not a bad idea given the situation. You just stopped Eagan. You turned him over, made him punt the ball to you, make him try it again.
Osk is their punter. So does co-head coach Rick Sutton have anything up his sleeve right here? As we approach the midway point of quarter number 1. And get that left-footed kick. It's a low liner. Fielded by Dorsey on a diving Dorsey back at about the 38-yard line, which is where the Eagan Wildcats will take over. Kind of a gutsy dive there by Dorsey to get that ball in. Cats take over, 6:23 remaining here in quarter number 1. Cats, they got 1 first down on their last drive. That was the first play of the game on Evans with a 17-yard run. And then 3 plays and a punt. Farmington 3 and out on their opening series. Straight ahead, out across the 40, couple, maybe 3 that time for Gilbertson once again, number 36. And Gilbertson's been getting some extra playing time as Tate Gage is kind of working his way back from an injury. see how if Tate gets in tonight. I know he was warming up. He looked okay. But, you know, the coaches know way better than we do.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And I think I would imagine that the Wildcats definitely want to make sure that number 2 is ready to go for playoff time, right? They want to make sure that he's ready to go as the season progresses. At the same time, you know, Gage at some point in this last 3-game stretch is going to get in the game, is going to get a series of carries because he's got to knock off the rust to make sure he's ready to go.
I'm looking for him down on the sideline, and I do not see a number 2. Oh, there he is. Yep, I do see him now. Evans, he'll cut that up. He had plenty of room there. He saw that hole and took advantage. First down, Eagan Wildcats. Brooklyn Evans out near they're spotted at the Farmington 49. That's a pickup of 9. And Brooklyn Evans will take that all day long.
Yeah, this is a great job by the offensive line. Everybody bites on Gilbertson. And Evans, I'm beginning to think that Evans one-on-one against most defenders is not a good idea for the defense, right? Because he's fast, he's strong, he's making good decisions, he's decisive in those decisions. I think he's a gang tackle guy. You're going to have to bring extra bodies to get him.
Gilbertson straight ahead and gets a tough 5 that time on first down. Coming up off the bottom of that pile for the Farmington Tigers is number 2, Frank Enzer.
Gilbertson up the middle, carrying the Farmington 45-yard line.
We mentioned Gilbertson last week, busted that first one for 60. Finished up, I think it was 128 yards rushing on 19 carries and 2 scores. Not a bad night for the junior.
Well, how great to have he and Tate Gage in that dive back position, be able to go at some point to either player.
Well, and Gage Halverson, when you start to run to the outside, for example. And there's down to the 32-yard line. Now, I'm not saying we're calling plays up here. Right on cue there for that run. 13-yard pickup.
Tackle made by number 16.
I call it 14. They're spotted at the 31. First down, Wildcats.
We've been Nostradamus-like up in this booth before, here and there, but look at this blocking to the outside. Good job of blocking, keeping the hands inside the frame. Ison, one of the blockers, a couple of other guys out there, keeping the hands in the frame, keeping the feet moving, not grabbing on. Just, you don't have to knock them down. You just have to shield them off. Let the back make the decision of where to go.
Inside 4 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Evans, he'll keep it. Evans has got some room. And Hills with a block. Evans was able to get a few extra yards.
Forced out of bounds.
Still picks up about 7 there on first down, and Eagan will take that all night long. This is how Logan Petzinger was in on the stop for the Farmington Tigers, 17 in white.
Okay, so another option. I promise, Mike, I'm not going to turn this into the Brooklyn Evans. I think he's so great fest. But I'll say this. That was a thoughtful play by a quarterback who takes hits, takes tackles, get out of bounds. You've got 7. Get out of bounds, live to fight on second down.
Ison was in motion, but it was Gilbertson straight ahead. And that should be enough to, let's see, they're going to say, no, you get to about the 25-yard line. So that's a pickup. Maybe they lost a yard on that play, actually.
It looked like about a no-gainer to me.
Number 2, spotted at the 25.
So 3rd and let's call it 4 for the Wildcats, who do not throw the ball much at all, shall we say.
3rd and 4.
Mike, how many attempts have they had this season?
25-yard line.
Interesting you should ask, Nathan, because the Wildcats passing the ball this year, 8 completions. Yes, he said 8. 11 attempts. Yes, he said 11. Grand total of 138 yards. But when you got Brooklyn Evans doing stuff like this, you don't need to have Evans throwing the football. His legs will get him a first down just like that inside the Farmington 10. A little extracurricular behind the play. A couple guys were chirping back there. Looked like Hayden Houghton and number 65 in
That's a gain of 12. A first down for the
Beerley, the
Wildcats
center.
at the Farmington 13-yard line.
That's great blocking. You see that there in the replay. We got a great replay from our ETV cameras. Great blocking up front as Evans follows those guys into the hole. And so he's using Gilbertson as a lead back, doing a nice job following his blocks.
Yeah, I stand corrected. I said he was inside the 10. It's just outside the 10. Now it's going to be at the 10 with Evans trying to bounce to the outside.
Evans keeps the ball.
Bussey that time with the stop for Farmington, wrapping up Evans around the legs.
With the tackle for the Tigers.
Again, clock continues to move here in a very rapid opening quarter on ETV.
Well, with 2 punts and both teams completing, running the ball, it's going to move, and I think that's to the benefit. I think that's to the benefit of the Wildcats, given that they're the ones holding on to the ball. But these Tigers have a quick strike offense. They spread the field out. They don't need much time to score.
Cats can't get a first down just inside the 4. Evans is going to get almost there. It's going to set up third and very short. 5 yards on that run. However, he lost his helmet. So Evans is going to have to sit out a play. Just kind of trying to follow Eisen. But with Brooklyn coming out for a play, was it a couple weeks ago, the South game? Eagan had some problems. It was a couple of those snaps with even he was out for a play or two.
It was an epidemic. It was an epidemic of helmets coming off in that game.
Mason Ressi at number 19, your quarterback. He'll hand it off. Gilbertson, that's a first down. And it's still a first down at the 1.
Gilbertson up the middle. Several Tigers in on that tackle, including Max.
Look at this surge up front. Great job. We got to see if I can pick out who that was. I think that's
Cole Will with a huge block.
Yeah, Cole Will.
55 in green.
Cole Will pushing, shoving, knocking people down. A member of the Pancake Squad and doing a nice job there. And Gilbertson kept his legs churning, even on first contact.
Well, as Gilbertson get the opportunity here, he's your lone man in the backfield right now. Well, Evans, look at that. He's got plenty of room if he just follows his center. And that's exactly what he did. And do we have a touchdown? There you go, 6 points, Eagan. Brooklyn Evans from the 1.
The Wildcat offensive line maybe starting to get their bearings about them, maybe starting to get a good push. You saw there Will with a push, a number of other players with a push. Nice job by the center, 60 by Marshall Beerley, excuse me.
Cats with that swing gate on the PAT attempts. Tyler Sedlacek, your holder. Seth Coleman in the kicker. Kick is up. Looks good from here. But we do have flags on the play.
Flag looked like it was prior to the snap. Wondering if we're going to see a defensive penalty or an off.
Well, Will is waving his arms like his Eagan short guy?
Yeah, no. Farmington had 12 men on the field.
Illegal substitution, defense.
Half the distance to the goal, retry.
So we're going to see the offense back out on the field we did against the Lakeville North Panthers last week.
Yeah, that game was it was 8-0 Eagan right away on that one. Yeah,
that's right. I like this call though. I mean, the difference between going for 2, from the 3 versus the 1.5, it's I don't know what the statistics are, but as a former offensive lineman, I always said, hey, coach, if they jump off on that PAT, we should put the offense back out. I think this is a good idea. Win or lose, right or wrong, whether it works or not, I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Bounce to the outside, pitch. Can he get there? Yes, he does. Number 29. That is Chris Brandt, the junior. They list him as a D-back. He has played some running back this year. And Nathan, if I'm not mistaken, that's his first points of the year as an offensive player.
I think that is his first points of the year. What I love about this is he stays in pitch relationship. He realizes, hey, these Tigers are coming, okay? And I'm not gonna walk into the end zone. But that ball's gotta break the plane. Does a nice job of extending his arms, keeping the ball in, and of course now he's got to come out and cover the kickoff coverage. But he can celebrate with mom and dad afterwards with some DQ.
I will say, if they had replay, they might want to challenge it. I thought that knee might have been down before he crossed, but officials said he was good. It's good. 8-0.
Well, he was notably, he was notably reaching for that pylon, and we've seen some close calls here. Thinking of the Lakeville South game, seen some very close calls when knees are down and balls haven't broken the plane yet. So obviously, everybody wants to get that right. Great effort by the young man.
By the way, that drive, 11 plays, 62 yards for an 8-0 Eagan lead. Deep for Farmington. Wyatt, number 4. Cash is going to pooch it. And down at the 36-yard line is where Farmington will take over on their second drive of the football game. Smart play there by the up back, Miki Chant, senior D-back for the Tigers.
Farmington 36-yard line.
So Farmington from their own 36. They went 3 and out on their opening drive.
First and 10, Tigers from their 36.
Didn't complete a pass on the opening drive. Imagine now they might want to, my guess is they've got some passing involved here for the Wildcats.
I think there was one play they dropped back, looked like they were going to pass, but Oscar ended up scrambling. And he'll take the ball this time, cuts it up, and picks up a couple. Let's get there. We got a late flag coming in. Not sure what that's going to be about. Harrison Brandt in on the stop for the Wildcats, among others. Let's see if maybe there's a little face mask at the end.
Holding offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That is not a face mask penalty.
It's not a face mask. It is a hold. I'll have to admit, our ETV crew may have picked it up, but I did not see it. It was probably in the interior offensive line.
So this will move the ball back to the 26. First and 20 upcoming for the Farmington Tigers. Farmington, they come in. They beat Rosemount 21-14 last week. They were up 14-0 after 1 last week down at Rosemount. Actually, they blocked a punt, recovered that in the end zone for a score. And then there was I believe there was a pass on the second touchdown. I'll have to double check my notes. And straight ahead, Johnson. He'll get out across the 30.
Hard run by Johnson. He got stuck in there, and I think that's a good call on first down. These Tigers have the ability to break it. Their rushing averages indicate that they can take it to the house. They can slip tackles. This Wildcat defense, despite being spread out by a spread offense, is going to have to make sure that they rally. And that's hard to do when you've got guys spread all over the field. But the Wildcats are going to have to rally, much like they did there.
Looking to throw. Got a man. That was actually Wyant trying to throw to the quarterback, Osk. A little trickery there. But that was Wyant with a 17-yard run, that other touchdown for Farmington a week ago in the first quarter. Third and, what do we got here? About 14, Nathan, it looks like, for the Farmington Tigers.
A nice boot to the outside. A little bit of an off-schedule play for the Tigers, trying to maybe catch the Wildcats napping. Maybe everybody sees number 4 in the backfield catching the center snap and sees Wyant back there and then comes flying forward, right? Maybe catches the Wildcats in a bit of a confusion.
Eagan looking to make a stop here on 3rd and 14 for the Farmington Tigers. It's got time, across the middle. And just a little too high for his intended target. That was Reesney. And he's a little slow to get up. Didn't quite get the number of which Wildcat popped him, but it's not good. He's reaching for that left knee, lower left leg.
Yeah, it was August Bowie, number 6 for the Wildcats. And I have to say, it was a hard hit, but it was a completely clean hit. He didn't leave his helmet. He didn't leave his feet even. He went in and wrapped and spun. And I think that's the challenge here is, unfortunately, the player, when players are spinning down to the ground, things can get stuck in the turf. And you just hope that everybody's okay and that there's not any kind of serious injury.
Right.
Maybe just a little tweak.
And he is the second leading receiver for this Farmington squad with 269 yards. Does have a team leading 3 touchdown receptions. There's Resney. And there's a good look at the Wildcats. Some of the defense there. Harrison Brandt, Bennett Larson. Nice couple of opening drives for them on defense.
Yeah. I mean, and we talked about it at the opening of the show and the opening of the broadcast, Mike. The Farmington Tigers have scored a lot of points against these Wildcats over the years. The numbers, if you look back, it's in the 30s, it's in the 40s, it's in the 50s, 56. And you say to yourself, that's an offense and a program that knows how to put points on the board. The Wildcats hadn't historically found a way to stop them or slow them down. So far tonight, again, early, it's first quarter.
Yep.
So far tonight, Wildcats doing okay.
Well, it's a good sign. He's walking off pretty much under his own power. Of course, I said he gets help from a couple of teammates. But, yeah, Farmington comes into this game. They're averaging almost 28 points a game. On the other hand, their defense gives up almost 31 a game. So getting into a shootout is nothing the Tigers are unfamiliar with. Second punt of the game upcoming for the Tigers.
Adam Dorsey, number 7 for the Wildcats, is the deep safety.
Dorsey back deep. He kind of made a diving catch last time. Snap, good kick. And Dorsey nowhere near that one, and it's going to trickle out of bounds. Set about the 35-yard line, 40, 35, 36. Ball had a little English on it. It threw me off, sorry. So Eagan, 11 plays, 62 yards on that last drive for 8 points. This time they're going to start out 64 yards away from the end zone.
See a great shot there, or you did see a great shot there of the Farmington student section. It's a whiteout for them, led by Mike Smith and Brian Pettis, two of the big seniors in charge over there for the Farmington Tigers.
And of course for the Eagan Pit, it's school spirit here in homecoming 2024. Last play of the quarter. Bounce into the outside, Halverson. Halverson's got the corner. And he's finally wrestled out of bounds at the Farmington 35-yard line. Chris Rehak probably with a touchdown-saving tackle for Farmington.
This is great blocking by Eisen to the outside. Watch, Halverson takes this ball early. And Eisen's waiting. Are you with me? Are you with me? He says, yes, I am. And he blocks nicely to the inside, keeps his hands into the frame. Halverson does a little start and stop, and then tries to get to the corner. Nicely done. It's a pickup of, I think, 27, if I'm not mistaken. And that's how we had the first quarter.
8-0, Eagan. You know, we had a chance. We're looking ahead. Eagan next week, they're at Forest Lake. By the way, Lakes Area TV, which is the Forest Lake version of ETV, is going to be broadcasting that game. So you're encouraged to follow both Eagan TV on X and on Facebook, both at /Eagan TV. And we'll share that link from Lakes Area TV next week. Eagan at Forest Lake. Forest Lake coming on, and saw they knocked off Stillwater a week ago, so might have been a slow start for the Rangers, but they're coming on. Farmington, by the way, they've got a couple of very, very winnable games coming down the stretch. They've got Burnsville and Coon Rapids coming up. I saw where those teams are combined 0-10. So you would think, on paper anyway, it's 2 more wins for the Tigers.
I want to add my 2 cents to say, you tune into that Forest Lake feed. They've got a crew up there and some cameras up there that do a nice job with it. Should be entertaining football.
And they got that Gopher recruit, Howie Johnson, plays for Forest Lake as well.
That's another good reason to tune in.
He was kind of a terror here 2 years ago in that playoff game. Minimal pickup there as we start quarter number 2. Levi Yoakum with the carry for the Wildcats. Check, that might be his first carry of the year as well. Not sure, he might have maybe got some quote-unquote garbage time yardage at one point, but
good for Yoakum to get a carry. Gilbertson's checks back in, and there's a little bit of trickeration there when you're the Wildcats. If you bring on personnel that the defense hasn't seen before, they're used to seeing 2 and 36 at that position. If they see a number 4, they might say, hey, well, something's going on.
And we dropped it. Farmington, did they get it? Oh, Evans was able to quickly fall on it. A couple of Tigers in there very quick. Hayden Houghton, one of them, number 45. Yeah, he just missed it getting that right paw in there. Evans was just a hair quicker. Cats last week, they fumbled 3 times down at Lakeville North, lost 2 of them. Of course, one of them got run back for a touchdown.
Yeah, one of them was a scoop and score from 47 yards out or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was a huge turning point in that game. I mean, look, anytime you give up a defensive touchdown to the other team, it can really upset your schedule. It can upset the balance of the game, the flow of the game. Wildcats can't do that.
You see the distance there at the top of your screen. And it's going to be even longer. Wrapped up, wrestled down as ice, and he had no chance. Max Speratos in there for the Farmington Tigers. You can't miss number 97. 6'5", 235 they list that young man at.
This is great penetration on the right side of your screen. Yeah, you see when you see offensive linemen running with not blocking anybody, and you see the running back on the turf, something went wrong. That will be one for the film room tomorrow.
Yep, 4th and about 14. Cats appear to be going for it. See if they try to draw Farmington off sides and make it a little bit closer, but not quite sure what an extra 5 yards will get you at this point. Cats, you have to put the ball in the air tonight. Till now, if Evans lets it fly. Good pressure by Farmington. Evans is in major trouble. This is Tarkington-esque. Gets the throw. Eisen turns. Can he get a block? He does from Halverson. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Late flag, however. I'm guessing that's going to be an unsportsmanlike on somebody.
Unsportsmanlike?
Who is that somebody? It came in from the back, Judge.
Any chance that could be a? I'll see if we can watch this. This might be the Eagan High School, Eagan Farmington version of Much Ado About Nothing, as there's a lot of running around and not a whole lot to do. I like Evans keeping it available and keeping it free. Eisen comes forward. He's there. He goes down. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on here.
So, we're going to know.
Farmington players are applauding, so I think they're going to get the call on this one. Offense is coming out onto the field.
Yep, ball's sitting on the 40-yard line. We wait for our 5-man crew to. Yep, Cats are.
15-yard penalty will be added to the first down. First down, Farmington.
So Farmington going to take over at the Wildcat 45-yard line for their first drive here of quarter number 2. Down by an 8-0 count. Tigers went 3 and out on each of their first 2 series. This will be a prime opportunity for them to break that streak.
Yeah, that's the second penalty tonight against the Wildcats. One was a hold. This is a personal foul. Those are calls. Those are penalties you can't take if you want to hang with good football teams, and that's a lack of discipline. A lack of discipline. I'll just say it that way. And they can't do that against these Farmington Tigers.
And probably for whoever the Wildcat is, it's probably good they didn't mention the number. And 1-yard pickup that time.
Immediate tackle made by number 6, August Bowie.
Reasoning with
Touch made by number 14.
1-yard reception. Good to see him back in the game right away.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Bowie
to see Renzi back in the game, that's excellent. Like the tackle there by the Wildcats. Good tackling, held on, waited for help, didn't try to go for a big highlight reel hit.
I thought we might have had a little movement there on the visitor. Let's see if that's what the officials saw as well. I think it was on the right side of the line.
Offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty, second out.
Or it was in the backfield. With Johnson, the guilty party for the Farmington Tigers.
Well, and that's the second or third. That's the third penalty on the Tigers here. They've had a holding call that stalled their second drive. This is kind of the kind of thing that walks them back. That's a mental mistake. That type of thing is a mental mistake.
Second and about 15 for the Tigers. Osk near side. Oh, that ball is going to be complete, but that nearly went the other way for 6. It's look. Is that Koken, I believe, no, that was Coleman, and that nearly had that one in his hands. It would have went for 50 the other way. Watch Aiden Green. Half a step away.
Yeah, half a step away. He probably, to go the other way, he probably would have another whole step.
Yeah, maybe.
But that was still, I mean, look, the Wildcats, Coleman had read that. That's film study for you. Coleman had figured out, hey, this is what's going. They start motion one way, they come back with a bubble screen the other way, and he read that well. Good news for the Wildcats. They weren't fooled by it.
Look at that defense for the Wildcats. 92, Hans Anderson. Des Overton, 93 in the middle. Good pressure coming far side. Oski's going to roll. He's going to look like he wanted to go deep. Good pressure, good pressure. The ball is thrown downfield. Cats have it. on the interception right in front of the Farmington Tiger bench. Alex Land, I believe, the man coming up with the football for the Wildcats.
Alex Lane with the interception. The Wildcats take over.
Alex Lund doing a nice job of staying with his receiver. You see Anderson almost gets Osk.
That was Larson.
Larson, excuse me. Osk puts the ball in the air. Oh, that's just a great job.
Yes.
A great break on the ball that time by Lund.
That reminds you a little bit of that Lakeville South clinching catch by Reeser on that little, what South had tried, just that nice diving catch, both hands under the ball. 7.5 to go here before halftime. Cats 8-0, starting at their own 35-yard line. And it's going to still be at about their 35-yard line. Actually, they lost a couple of yards that time. I think it was Halverson going around. Offensive line was absolutely bullied on that play.
Second down and 12. I got to tell you something. There's something else I spotted on that play that I just absolutely love. Houghton does a nice job. He does a nice job of grabbing Evans from behind. He has Evans around the legs, around the ankles. He says, "You're not going to get away from me, number 11." What a great job that time. He knifes through and takes it. So, at the end of the play, and he's like, "Hey, good job." They're exchanging pleasantries, but nice play by Houghton.
Gilbertson. 4 yards, maybe they're on second down for the Wildcats.
In on the tackle, Max Speratos, number 97.
Speratos on the stop for the Tigers. So it's going to be third and let's call it 8 for the Eagan Wildcats. Turned the ball over on downs last time they had the football.
Ball at their 37-yard line.
Had the long run and then a couple of negative plays, a short pass, and then, plus there was a personal foul involved. But a little Madden ice in here potentially, 20 in green. And that's going to be a first down for the Eagan Wildcats out across the 45-yard line. Evans will just keep it himself.
Evans looked like he drifted over there to the right side. He looked like he also had a pitch available to him, but again, from a net risk-reward standpoint, he had the pitch available to him, could have pitched the ball out, but he says, you know what, I'm going to just stick it in here. It's third down. We need to get this first down, and they do that. New set of downs for the Wildcats.
And I think he had both Eisen and Halverson coming on that right side for the potential pitch. Bottom line, you said fresh set of downs, 5.5 to go here in the opening half. Still 3 timeouts apiece, and Evans will kind of stumble his way to the middle of the Wildcat logo.
Around the ankles for the
up ended that time.
Was Chris Rehak,
that was Evie.
So big series here for the Farmington Tiger defense. Their offense has struggled. I think it's fair to say,
yes,
struggled a little bit in terms of putting points on the board and also moving the ball. Tiger defense, huge to pick their offense up if they can somehow keep the Wildcats off the board, force the Wildcats to punt the ball, maybe get a turnover.
Unofficially, I have Farmington for 18 total yards right now. It does not include the false start penalty or the holding penalty. This will be Eisen. Turns the corner. Does he get to the sticks? It's going to be close on that far side.
Running right. Knocked out of bounds by number 2, Frank Enser.
It looks like he is going to be about half a yard shy. Nice blocking out front there by Brandt.
Eisen goes around Brandt's block. I wonder if maybe he'd cut up behind Brandt's block, if maybe he would have had a little more space. But as you say, third and very short here for the Wildcats.
I think the pit has been unusually quiet here as of late. They need something to cheer for on the home side. Will they get it here? Evans, he'll get the corner. He does.
Quarterback Brooklyn Evans, number 11, keeps the ball.
Right about the spot where the whiteout is of the Farmington student section that made the trek up the Pilot Knob Road or Highway 3.
You're right, the pit is a little quiet out there as Evans just takes this and just eases. Well, he made that look so easy, Mike. It was he didn't look like he was under stress.
But there was a penalty though on the Wildcats.
Third down.
I didn't even see the flag on the field.
Didn't either.
Shame on me.
As we look at the pit, Again, there was no school here today for those young men and women. Big homecoming dance tomorrow night.
10-yard penalty holding on the Wildcats.
Holding penalty on the
Cats.
Cats.
The foul at the Farmington 45 moves the ball
Makes
to the
it 3rd and
11.
11.
So another mental mistake here for the Wildcats. I think who knows? I don't know who they got for that, but another mental mistake for the Wildcats. Can't do that. You have a first down. You're getting close. You can't do that.
The 3 receivers for the Cats. Howerson's going to go right. Evans will keep it. Evans will turn it up, and it's going to be 4th and about half a yard. They're going for it from that half a yard out.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no if the Wildcats are going to go for it on 4th and 14, there's no question they're going to do it on 4th and 1.
Or 3rd and 14.
Good push up front. You see Will. You see a number of boys, big boys down the field blocking. That's exactly what you want to see.
4th and 1. Wildcats now at the Farmington.
It was Ryder Anderson and Chris Rehack, I should say, with the stop for Farmington. A lot of options for the Eagan Wildcats. Evans cuts it up. That's not a bad option. That's a pickup of almost 10 for the senior signal caller.
On the tackle, number 8, Joe Seifert, and number 33, Chris Rehack.
Speaking of Eagan seniors, stay with us at halftime. We've got a video that's going to feature this year's Eagan seniors, and that's coming up at halftime, so be sure to delay your trip to the kitchen for a beverage refill or some extra chips and za and whatever.
1st and 10.
Little teaser there on the bottom of your screen. From the 35. Evans just straight ahead. That's a quick 7 yards. Just followed the center. He'll get the hand up that time from the big number 76 in green. That's Brendan Cifuentes.
So the Tigers do have an odd front. They have a nose tackle and 2 defensive tackles outside, shading somewhere, moving around, but somewhere on the offensive tackles, maybe in the B gaps between the guards and tackles. There's some space in the interior of the defensive line if you can take advantage of it. Now the challenge is you can't do it on a regular basis, but once in a while, as Evans did there, my guess is that was him making a decision.
There's a pitch near side. Cuts to the outside. This is the first down and more for the Wildcats. That's Ison inside the 20. Loses his helmet out of bounds. Might have had a word or two there for them. There's the flag. They're going to get Ison, I think, on an unsportsmanlike. He was hollering something at one of the Tigers. Nick Johnson not happy at all. He's on the field looking for an explanation. You see NJ there with the headset around his neck. Going to get an explanation.
We will get an explanation one way or the other. And
don't believe he's going to like it.
No, he probably is not. The offense is already walking backwards.
Watch the end of the play when 20 gets up.
See what happens here. It's a hit to the outside. Fine, okay.
Anderson just followed his tackle.
Yeah.
A little over-exuberance, I think we can say.
Youthful exuberance is what we would call it, and that is a 15-yard penalty. Can't do that.
Absolutely the right call.
Yep.
Ball's going to get back to the 33-yard line.
Now, the first down counts.
Yep.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yards.
Offense, number 30. First down.
We'll work on the numbers.
So it's first down now from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it was 20, not 30 on the
Yep.
Sawyer Hagelin did not have that penalty. He's number 30. He's junior running back.
He's like, Grandma, seriously, that wasn't me.
No, nope. Evans going to air it out. Got his man down the middle, just a step too far. Sam Sisk in his first game this year, nearly to the distance. And NJ told us before the game, Sisk is not going to see many plays, but be ready for him.
Yeah, and Brooklyn just needed to put a little more air under that. I mean, he was wide open.
He had him.
He was out open by 10 yards. He just needed to put a little more air under it, let Sisk settle under that ball. Still like the call, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Sisk has missed the action. He had a broken bone in his forearm that has kept him out here until week number 6. Evans, he'll cut it up. He'll cut it back. Ran into a number of Farmington Tigers. Rehack, I should say, the first one. Number 33 in white. Called his name a lot so far tonight.
Evans carries.
We're down to 2 minutes to go, second quarter. Both teams all 3 timeouts. Nice job there by Rehak just to keep his position.
3rd and 6 upcoming for the Wildcats.
Both teams with 3 timeouts. Neither team right now in a position to want to use them. Now we'll see if the Wildcats don't make any yardage on 3rd down. We'll see if maybe the Tigers start calling timeouts.
Evans comes into his own man, but it's still going to be a first down for the Eagan Wildcats.
Tackle made.
I'm sure who that was who ran into him. He's going to replay. Here's Evans. Nice kick-out block there by Highbear. Oh, he ran into Eisen.
Yeah, nice of Evans to use Eisen as a human shield there and just kind of push him in the back and to get out of my way. Now I'm sure Madden Eisen, no harm, no hard feelings, but still, as a former blocker, it always kind of stunk when your running back would push you into it's like, buddy, I'm doing my best,
So first down at the 19-yard line. This drive started with 7:26 to go in the half. So we're almost 7.5 minutes. Eisen, he gets tripped up, maybe falls back to the line of scrimmage. 51 Bussey in there for the Farmington Tigers. It's got to be his 4th or 5th tackle of the night.
Yeah, great pursuit by Bussey to the outside. He did a nice job. The Wildcats have run that play a couple of times now tonight, and the first couple times, maybe 3 times tonight. First 2 times, they got some good yardage to the outside. That time, Farmington made a great adjustment to the ball, and he made a good tackle.
And here tonight, we got something I know near and dear to your heart, but soccer playoffs begin next week already.
Yeah, soccer playoffs for the boys and girls begin next week for section playoffs. We here at ETV are covering both the boys and girls soccer playoffs. I want to encourage people to check out the cityofegan.com/ETV Sports for more information regarding date, time. I can tell you that both teams are going to be hosting games next Tuesday, and next Tuesday night at 5 o'clock or so will be one game. The other game will be about 7 o'clock or so. But we're really excited. The boys and girls both won the South Suburban Conference, both clinched the South Suburban Conference title. The boys a little earlier than the girls. Girls did it on the last day in the last game. But both are going to get number 1 seeds. Both clinched conference titles. Big deal for both programs.
You said Tuesday night back here in Wildcat Country,
That's
October
right.
the 8th. We'll also be live on the channel, live on the YouTube. Here's Evans, pitches, tripped up. Eisen had some room, but look at that stop. Look who it is once again, Rehak.
Number 33.
Eisen was looking at the blue turf in the end zone on that one.
Well, how could he not? Look at this. He does a great job of getting by one guy, and all of a sudden, if he doesn't make that play, Eisen probably gets a good 15 yards, maybe even gets into the end zone.
Timeout taken by the Wildcats. It'll be their second. 40 seconds to go in the half. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we've got a senior video coming up featuring many of the young men you see wearing the green uniforms here tonight at Homecoming 2024.
And of course, Mike Cook, as you and I have discussed several times, this is a senior class that has done a lot for this program. I mean, we've seen some challenging seasons for Wildcat football where, scoring points getting first downs was a challenge, and this group has really helped Coach NJ and the rest of the ladder crew change the culture here and build a good culture so that next year, the year after that, they can the kids that you see in the stands now who will eventually be playing on this field will have an opportunity.
You and I were just talking about some rough seasons we've called. Think back to 2018, first game at TCO Stadium for high school. Farmington beat Eagan 41-28. That 28 was more than Eagan scored the rest of the year combined. Evans going to, I think he's aiming for the band out on the track.
Evans pass incomplete.
No chance on that pass.
I'm utterly, all right, so I've been saying some good stuff about Brooklyn Evans, and there I'm not 100% sure what I'm supposed to do, because watch this play. Evans boots out, left side of your screen. You can't see it, but you see him there. It was Eisen. I think that was Eisen. Eisen briefly was uncovered, and we're going to have a field goal attempt.
I think he was going for the French horn player.
He was.
This would be a 36-yard attempt. Coleman hit from 27 a week ago down at North. And it looks like he's got it from 36 here. He does. 11-0 Wildcats. Seth Coleman with room to spare.
The Wildcats wanted 6, 7, or 8. They got 3, but I think the key, Mike Cook, is that they got 3. That was a big drive that took an incredible amount of time. We've got 29 seconds left.
Almost 7 minutes.
Almost 7 minutes. I haven't even counted the number of plays yet, but almost 7 minutes of game time, and results in points. And, yes, you'd love touchdowns, but in this situation, given that they overcame a personal foul penalty and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, to get 3 points is huge going into halftime.
I count 16 plays on that drive.
And that is I have to say, Mike, that's a prototypical Eagan drive.
Well, and their first scoring drive in the first quarter was an 11-play drive. You said I mentioned it. Boy, it seemed like it was just a little bit ago, but it was actually like 5 minutes of game time ago. They had Farmington for 18 total yards so far, and they have run 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plays is all I have Farmington for on offense thus far.
Well, they've got 3 timeouts, and they're going to get the ball. The way the Wildcats kick off, they'll get the ball in decent field position here.
And the Tigers will get the ball to start the second half as well. The up back fields it, loses the football. Wyatt, he'll pick it up. He'll retreat from the 20. Finds a little bit of running room. Finds some more running room. We do have a flag on the play. Finally wrestled down at about the 33-yard line, but let's see what this hanky's about, because I'm going to guess it's coming back deep into Farmington territory.
Yeah, I suspect it will too. It's probably going to be an illegal block or a block from behind. But holy cow, did we just about have some major drama.
That was Austin Raveling, number 21. He's actually the one that blocked the punt and
was he trying to pitch the ball? Was he trying to actually pitch the ball to number 2?
I'd have to see that again. I think that might have been the penalty. Might have been a block in the back there.
Wyatt, because Wyatt was right there next to him. It almost looked like he was trying to shift the ball into one hand so he could give it to Wyatt. But again, we'll never know from up here, but I don't know, pretty good sized hole here.
I don't know if we should be concerned, but Wyatt was kind of holding that inside of his left leg as he was getting up, but he looks like he's okay there. You see number 4 in white. Hopefully just a little bit of a brief stinger kind of thing. But Farmington 3 timeouts, 13 seconds. Oscar's been known to put some air underneath the football with success for this Farmington squad.
After the penalty, ball spotted at the Farmington 8-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
13 seconds. Well, let's see if co-head coach Rick Sutton chooses to try something here, or do you just take a knee and go to the locker room?
Honestly, I would take a knee and go to a locker room. And that's what they're lining up to do. I would get in the locker room, make adjustments, do what I got to do to come out in the second half. I get the ball first and second half, so don't make a mistake. Don't do something that's going to create an opportunity for the Wildcats.
You watch the seconds count down. The pit starting to make some noise here on the home side. Eagan Wildcats. Brooklyn Evans with a 1-yard run back in the opening quarter. Cole made a 36-yard field goal a few moments ago. At the half, the Eagan Wildcats 11, Farmington Tigers 0. You're watching Prep Football on ETV, and be sure to stick around for the senior video coming up next.
My dad and my grandpa, mainly. I remember being in the yard with either one of them and throwing me passes, and that's kind of what made me fall in love with games.
My favorite memory on the field was probably my sophomore year against Shakopee with the game-winning field goal.
Best thing about playing football to me would probably be either just the family you build with these guys or just the memories you build.
Being a football player to me means being resilient, compassionate, and tough.
One of my favorite memories off the field with the team is definitely on those Saturday mornings going to JV games and just watching the boys go to battle.
Some advice for future football players would be, just get out your comfort zone, get out there. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you love it, you love it.
All my friends play football. I've always wanted to play, and it's my senior year, so I decided I'm not playing football any other time, so go out and do something new.
This year, my first varsity catch against Rochester Mayo. That was a pretty big moment for me.
It just feels like a big family. We have fun, we go through tough things together, and we just work hard as a group to accomplish our goals.
I think because football is hard, a lot of people are intimidated by it or don't want to do it.
but at the end of the day, I think it teaches really valuable life skills.
But we went to the movies together in like January as like a whole group of people. It's just something fun to do with bonding. And we got to see a bunch of like football movies together. It was very fun.
Just to be determined and get out there and get results.
Well, I like watching it on TV. I just enjoyed playing it, like, you know, with my friends. I just thought I'd like play it like legit and actually like get into it.
My favorite memory's got to be beating Rosemount last year. It's pretty fun.
Being out there with all your teammates and your friends and just like backing the community and everything, it's just awesome.
Working as a team and just have the courage and discipline and positive attitude to go and play.
My favorite memory off the field is our DB dinners. We go out to eat every week right before games, so that's awesome.
Stick through it, live in the grind, put all your work into it, and don't complain.
All my friends have been playing, and I thought the team needed a punter, so I came from soccer to play, and I've been having a lot of fun.
Knowing that everyone's watching you play and just having the whole city back behind you, it's just a fun time to have.
I think it means like being strong, and you gotta really persevere through a lot of stuff. You gotta be really resilient, and if you get knocked down, like you gotta be able to get back up and help the people around you.
Favorite memory off the field is going to Olive Garden or some other restaurant in the Eagan area with the offensive line before football games. And it'd be a fun time sharing a meal with all your friends and just sharing jokes.
I'd just say be on time to everything. You know, 5 minutes early is on time, so just be on the coach's good side by just showing up early.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing our halftime for homecoming 2000.
We are looking at the ways we live and act and commute and work that creates a space that's going to be a great space, a sustainable space for the further generations.
This season, we decided to try and reduce the amount of single-use plastic bags that were used here at Market Fest. We partnered with Dakota Valley Recycling. They were able to help us fund this project. So we actually purchased 1,500 reusable produce bags that we've been handing out. We've handed out 1,300 of those bags.
If you'd like to stop by the booth, we'll give you a free reusable produce bag as a gift to start the program. And every time that you shop at Market Fest and show us that you've used your reusable bag on your way out the door, we'll give you a punch card and we'll punch it. Once you've shopped 3 times and have 3 punches on a card, you get a $3 voucher to use at Market Fest.
If folks participated every single week, they could have earned almost $20 to spend with the vendors. So it's a great program for everyone involved.
We actually get a number of people that bring their own reusable bags. We get a number of people that actually bring us back the reusable bags that they got from us. It's a really great thing to see. You know, we have a beautiful earth. We want to do what we can to keep it that way.
It's difficult to think about making really big changes with sustainability, but there's things that people can do in their everyday lives that make a big difference, but it's a small change. And using a reusable bag is a great first step.
Hopefully we can just do more and more every year here at Market Fest to educate people and make this a more sustainable event.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Elmo's daddy taught him that when he has a big feeling like being frustrated, humming a song can help you feel better. We all have big feelings, and we are all here for one another. Love your mind.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out. I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
You know, how you feel on the inside is just as important to me as how you feel on the outside.
Oh, Daddy.
I'm grown up in every way, care and take care of you. You're my grown up and I know you're there. I'm your grown up and you know I care. 'Cause it's you and me and me and you. So when you are okay or not okay, I'll take care of you.
The Open Door is a hunger relief organization. We were founded in Eagan. We now serve all of Dakota County. Today is our 4th annual 5K and 1 mile fun run walk to raise awareness and support for the Open Door and our mission of getting food to anyone in Dakota County that needs it.
Hunger is more than just, I don't have enough money. There's a lot of people that want to be healthy. When the option is, do you just want a plain old box of macaroni and cheese, or do you want fresh food? When people have the choices, they're always picking the fresh food.
On an average month, we'll get fresh and healthy food to 18,000 to 20,000 people across Dakota County. And today's event helps raise awareness and money that fuels our mission and gets food directly into the hands of families that need it.
It's a great opportunity for community engagement. It's awesome to have volunteers, staff, and community members all come out, not only for people working with the Open Door, but just as kind of getting out there and having some fun together.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Elmo's daddy taught him that when he has a big feeling like being frustrated, humming a song can help you feel better. We all have big feelings, and we are all here for one another. Love your mind.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Thank you so much.
Fostering a pet for a friend or neighbor can keep families together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
I'll see y'all. I got some batteries and 2 flashlights.
What's up, champ? I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is vaping? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You didn't turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out. I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
Thank you so much.
Fostering a pet for a friend or neighbor can keep families together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, Josh Sibley back with you. It's hard to believe, but it's already playoff season, and ETV will be your ticket to home playoff games. Next week, we will have both girls and boys soccer section playoffs, so make sure to keep an eye on cityofegan.com/ETV-sports for full details, including time, dates, and opponents for all your soccer playoff action. For football, next week the Wildcats travel to Forest Lake to take on the Rangers, and our friends at Lakes Area TV will be broadcasting the game. Make sure to follow ETV on X and Facebook, and we'll share out that link. Our next and last regular season home game will be on Thursday, October 17th at 12 p.m. Yes, you heard that right. 12 p.m. on Thursday the 17th, as the Wildcats take on crosstown rivals, the Eastview Lightning. Now, back to Mike Cook and Nathan Cron for second half action.
As we welcome you back inside Wildcat Stadium. At the half, it's the Eagan Wildcats 11, the Farmington Tigers nothing. He's Nathan Cron, I'm Mike Cook, and we're happy to be with you here as part of the Homecoming 2024 festivities. We are Eagan, once again the theme. And thus far, Nathan, this game has been really all Eagan's way.
It has been dominated by the Wildcats so far. But that's the first half. You know, the halftime came right at the perfect time for the Farmington Tigers. They get into the locker room, make adjustments, think about what they want to do next. You know, talk about what they want to change. All of those things are super important for a football team that finds themselves on the wrong end of a two-score game. And they get the ball in here to start the first half. I expect the Tigers to come out here in the second half, firing bullets, moving the ball up and down the field.
Unofficially, I've got Eagan for 166 yards on the ground. This is a Wildcat squad that averages almost 341 on the ground per game. Farmington, I have for 18 total yards, and that does not include a false start penalty, or they took a knee right at the end of the first half, so that's probably another -2. But and there was a holding penalty as well. Tigers have went 3 and out. 2 passes and an interception. That's it. That's all they've had.
Yeah, I can't imagine, frankly, Mike, I'm surprised by that, and I don't think that that's where we'll end up at the end of this game, right? I think as you see some of the highlights from the first half as Brooklyn Evans plunges over from 1 yard out, I think we're going to see the Farmington Tigers make some adjustments, do something a little bit differently. One of the things the Tigers have not done so far in this game on an extended basis is throw the football. They've dropped back a few times, but they have not completed a lot of passes down the field. They've done that this year so far. So I would expect that they will try to continue to test the defensive secondary of the Wildcats.
Yeah, Farmington comes in, they're averaging more than 151 yards a game through the air and nearly 208 on the ground. So that's like almost 360 yards total. And as I said, unfortunately, they've got like 18.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's we talk in sports all the time, Mike, about trends and mirages, right? Is it a trend? Is it a mirage? That's a mirage. The Farmington Tigers will figure this out. They will get some offense going. The question is it going to be enough to overcome a 2-score deficit? And is the Farmington defense going to be able to keep the Wildcats out of the end zone or off the scoreboard?
It's interesting. Coaches from both teams, co-coach Rick Sutton, who is the head coach with John Piper over at Farmington, and Nick Johnson both said turnovers are key, ball control is key tonight. Thus far, NJ's got to be happy. Sutton and company, they got some work to do.
Well, they have some work to do. They haven't been, I wouldn't say careless with the ball. I mean, obviously turning it over with the interception, that's made a huge difference. Stopped the drive that potentially could have, tried to get on the board before while they were only down by 1 score. But it's still all there. And both teams, Mike, as we saw in the first half, had mental errors. Yep. They had holding calls, they had personal foul penalties, they had jumping off sides, all sorts of things that have led to the detriment of their particular teams. The team that cleans it up in the second half doesn't have drives killed by holding penalties or personal fouls or other things like that. The team that cleans it up in the second half is going to be successful.
And I also have a feeling one of these teams is going to bust a long one. Whether it's Brooklyn Evans of the Wildcats for a long run, Osk finding one of Wyatt or somebody for a long pass play for the Tigers. I just got a sense something is coming for one of these teams.
Oh, there's fantastic athletes on both football teams on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. And so I think you're absolutely right, Mike. We'll see some long runs.
Yeah, Farmington's going to get the ball to start half number 2. Caught by the up back. Out across the 35. That's a nice return out near the 38-yard line. That was Logan Petzinger, I believe. It was the return man. Petzinger, a junior wideout for this Farmington squad. So the Tigers to take over at their own 38-yard line. Here as we start quarter number 3, half number 2. Here on ETV, of course, your home for Wildcat Sports. Tigers going to show 4 receiver set. Spread offense they like to run. Somebody had a camera flash there down below us. And a 2-yard pickup that time on first down for the Tigers. Johnson, the ball carrier. Harrison Brandt on the stop for the Eagan Wildcats. Look at Hans Anderson there, big number 92. Sure, he's got family in Michigan watching, as they do each and every week here for part of Wildcat football.
Well, Hans missed him the first time, and then he got him the second time. That's called persistence.
2nd and 9.
Nicely done, young man.
Tigers at their 39-yard line.
1-yard pickup that time for Johnson and the Tigers. I thought they were going to show blitz briefly. Osk, he'll keep a nice job coming in from the secondary. That's Langhorst from his middle linebacker spot. Speed like that, I thought for sure had to be somebody from the secondary, but no, it's Langhorst.
I think that's a bit of a busted play. I have to tell you, I don't exactly understand. Somebody was making a mistake there. I think what happened was Johnson was supposed to be a lead blocker for Osk, and Johnson either thought he was running a play fake inside, and then suddenly realized, hey, I need to be the lead blocker, and then he collided with Osk, knocking Osk off his route. So, definitely not the kind of coordination you want to have coming off on second down.
So number 90, Cruz, Aguado Tellis, big defensive lineman for the Wildcats. Another one of the many seniors on this squad. Throwback, they've got some room. This is Wyatt far side. He's got plenty of room. That's the first down. We've got a late flag coming in. Came in, and Cats are pointing at Farmington right away.
Yeah, the referee on the far side with the sticks is saying hold the sticks for a minute.
Nicely executed play, though, by the Tigers.
Yeah, great throwback. Nice job. Wyatt had all sorts of room. Not sure if this is could it be an illegal man downfield? It's a hold.
Offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty in the spot of the foul. Third down.
Well, again, another one of those mistakes that you just cannot make. And here's one of the linemen got downfield.
So it's effectively going to be it's going to set up a third down and about 13.
Yep.
So because the hold occurred downfield. So another, like you said, shoot yourself in the foot, and that's what happens.
Trips left, bottom of your screen. Single man right up top. Delayed handoff. Johnson breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and he's going to get out near the 45. He needed to get to almost midfield. And I would think it's a punt situation this early in the second half for the Tigers.
I think so. Wouldn't put it past as the offense is, looks like the punt team looks like it is coming back out onto the field. It's 4th and about 3.5.
Yep. Reeser, by the way, finished him off. 4th and 3.
This would definitely be a situation where you want to watch the punter. If Osk is your punter, and he is, you can see him back there. These guys up front in green better have their head on a swivel, make smart decisions.
Dorsey stands back at about his own 25 for the Wildcats. Osk, left-footed kicker. Sky high, this one. Dorsey, fair catch. And he corrals that at about the 22-yard line, where Eagan will take over for the first time in half number 2, up by an 11-0 count. Big drive right here for both teams.
Oh, absolutely.
The Cats can use one of their traditional 11, 12 play drives, take some wind out of the sails, even more so at Farmington. But on the other hand, Tigers get a 3 and out. For example, Cats punted away. You would think Farmington's going to get the ball in pretty good field position.
Absolutely, absolutely. So huge drive here. What has the Farmington defense got dialed up for these Wildcats coming out of halftime?
Conversely, what does Brooklyn Evans and the Eagan offense do? I would think what you just normally do. Evans, pitch. Halverson. That's going to be almost a first down coming off that right side, and I think they gave it to him, and then the official took a couple steps back.
On the tackle for the Tigers.
Nice blocking downfield. That was Hivar once again, the tight end, with a key block for the Eagan Wildcats. 9 yards that time for Halverson.
Yeah, 2nd down and 1 is definitely not a place you have a problem with being if you're an offense, especially an offense like this one. I feel like you've got 2 plays to get 1 yard, and so you just have to be thoughtful with the ball and make sure you protect that ball.
Halverson comes into this game averaging 8.7 yards per carry. And out across the 40-yard line, that's going to be a first down. Eagan Wildcats.
6th about Marriott, tackled from behind by number 51, Colt Bussey.
That was Gilbertson, the ball carrier.
First down for the Wildcats.
Nice job blocking. Again, nice block there by Will. Really, he pancaked his man. And this will be out to the 42-yard line after that 11-yard pickup by Gilbertson.
10, Wildcats now at their 42.
Great blocking up front. What I like about these running backs is they're finding seams. They're not just running into the back of people blindly. They're finding seams and making small cuts.
Evans, he'll keep. Evans will keep. And minimal pickup that time, pushed out of bounds by took that Rehack. As the pit I saw momentarily had a beach ball going.
Well, it is always the bane of the school administrator and security's existence, the infamous and oft lamented beach ball.
Yep.
Everybody loves the beach ball until somebody gets in trouble with it.
Yeah, exactly. They'll lose an eye.
Yes, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Look at the pit. I mean, they are still here. Not sure if they went after one of the administrators down there chanting his name, but and minimal pickup that time. Going to set up 3rd and about 6, trying to run into that heart of that Farmington defense. Ethan Giesler, 98, he was in on the stop, along with 45, Hayden Houghton.
On the tackle, 45, Hayden Houghton.
So 3rd and let's call it 6.
1 yard gain to the 47-yard line.
Imagine these Wildcats, again, if they get some yardage here on third down, they'll probably go for it on fourth down. I wonder how that impacts your play call here on third down.
We got a timeout taken, I believe, by the Farmington Tigers.
Timeout, Farmington.
Yes.
14 timeout of the half.
So John Piper there, you see him in the white visor. He's the defensive coordinator and co-coach for the Farmington Tigers, who they have Burnsville next week. Lowly Burnsville, I think we can safely say, is another rough year for the Blaze. That's at Farmington. That'll be their last regular season home game. And then they travel to Coon Rapids on Thursday the 17th. That's a 7 o'clock game up in Coon Rapids. Lengthy trek across the metro to face a winless Cardinal squad. But for Farmington, I mean, they've got a chance to get a home game in the playoffs if they can, let's say this holds tonight. Farmington wins those next 2 games. I mean, you're probably looking at a home playoff game.
Absolutely, and a home playoff game down there at Farmington Stadium, Tiger Stadium. That's a beautiful location. That's an intimidating place to come to.
Absolutely. Third and let's call it 6. Evans, he'll more than get a first down that time inside the 40-yard line. Pushed out of bounds that time.
Pushed out of bounds by Chris Rehak, number 33.
Rehak 33 on another stop for the Farmington Tigers. And get just a nice job by Brooklyn Evans, read the defense. And that's going to be a pickup of
16?
About, let's call it 17.
Was a gain of 15 yards in the carry by Evans. First and 10
down at the 37.
I like Rehak doing a nice job of ushering Evans into out of bounds, with making sure he didn't commit a penalty. Not only do you not want to get anybody hurt, but also being smart about not taking another 15.
Correct.
Very smart on the young man's part.
Snap is dropped. Evans falls on it. I believe he got it back. Second time tonight that has happened.
Quarterback Brooklyn Evans recovering.
That's one thing Eagan has got to fix. They've had 2 or 3 of those every single game.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen that way, frankly. I mean, watch this. Yeah, that's just Evans. Evans's hand's just not quite in the right spot, or the center. I don't know if the ball's slippery or what, but that just should not happen. I mean, the center quarterback exchange is one of the most fundamental things in all of football. If you can't get that right, you're going nowhere. And the Wildcats just a little too much, playing a little too fast and loose.
Anthony Hiver, the 6'4" tight end, is split left right now for the Cats. Evans will keep it. And picks up a short yard. Late flag coming in.
11 keeps the ball.
Yeah, I think this is going to be against the Cats. The Cats might be walking back. Although, in fairness, they'll walk him back if it's against the Cats.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
let's see if we can pick it up here at the end of the play.
Watch the left side of your screen. Probably going to be a hold here, left side of your screen. I think it was
flag on the field at the Farmington 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was close
Holding.
to the
Offense, number 50. 10-yard penalty, second out.
It's going to be second down and about.
Party. I'd like to mention those big guys on the line for positive plays, and they've had plenty of those tonight. Unfortunately, just not that one, but Colwell, 55, has had a good game. Marshall Beerley's been filling center tonight. I thought he's played pretty well. Ethan Wilson's been our left guard. Joe Noreen got the start over at left tackle tonight for the Eagan Wildcats.
2nd and 20 Wildcats at the Farmington 48.
Again, this offensive line has created some pretty good holes for their backs. As I was saying, there goes Gilbertson. Can he get there? Gilbertson chased down by what do you call it, a pack of Tigers. A little confetti cannon shot in the student section. 38 yards on that one. They get 39. They're going to put it at the 9.
First down Wildcats inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Well, look at Gilbertson go. He housed a 60-yarder against the Lakeville North Panthers on the second offensive play last week down in Lakeville, flashing some big speed. And how great is it for this Wildcat team to have a dive back, a guy who runs between the tackles, able to explode like that out of a hole.
He and Ison in the backfield. Brandt goes in motion. Evans will keep. Evans, he'll stumble his way forward just shy of the goal line. I'd say down to the 2, maybe reached out to the 1.
Quarterback Brooklyn Evans
call it
keeps the
7
ball
yards on that
inside
play.
the 5.
This will be the
Several
9th
Tigers
play of the
in
drive
tackle.
upcoming for the Eagan Wildcats.
Ball spotted at the
The
3
drive that
yard
started
line.
with 9:09 to go in this quarter.
Good blocking by the Wildcats. A little bit of a challenge on the tackle there for the Tigers. They had Evans for a relatively short gain. Instead, he slips out of a tackle. I think it was by Rehak, and then he's able to slide forward for another 4 yards.
Levi Yoakum in the game, number 4. And going to get upended is Mr. Yoakum. Might have lost a yard on that play. Levi looking for some decals for that helmet. -1.
Now it's 4 down territory for the Wildcats, no question, Mike. I mean, I can't imagine they would kick a field goal on 4th down, barring the most unforeseen of circumstances. So you basically have got 2 plays here to get 4 yards.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, a field goal doesn't do you much.
No. Well, it makes it a 2-touchdown game.
Right. Evans will keep. Evans will get drilled at the 1.
Number 11 keeps the ball.
Just finished off that time hard by Chant, number 9.
On the tackle, Mason Eby, number 17.
I like the play. I like the idea of Evans keeping the ball. He clearly got around the corner and Rehak very upset, thinking he was either held or blocked in the back. But 4th and goal from the 1.5 yard line.
Yep, Mason Eby might have been the first man in for the Tigers. You see him 17 in white.
Wildcats.
From about the 1.5.
2 yard line.
The pit will let us know what happens. Just give it to Brooklyn here, don't you?
I think the Wildcats need to just keep it simple. Whatever that is, keep it simple.
There it is, Brooklyn Evans. Did he get there? Farmington says he did. Cats say he did.
Brooklyn Evans, number 11.
And touchdown. 6 points, Eagan. Brooklyn Evans, 2nd of the night.
I would like to say that he made it look easy. He did not make it look easy. That was some smash mouth football in the middle. And I think Evans is across, but there's so many Tigers, it was hard to figure out exactly where Evans was in that pile of humanity.
Cats score by a 17-0 count. Kick is up. We get an 18-0 count.
Hit by number 8, Seth Coleman, and is good.
So Evans from 2 yards out. Coleman on the extra point. 18-0 for the Eagan Wildcats here on homecoming. 20-24.
That drive started with 9 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It ends at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So almost 8. No, I'm doing the math wrong. 5.5 minutes on the drive, give or take. About 5.5 minutes on the drive. Lots of good, positive yardage. Again, 1 hold for the Wildcats, and both teams have seen in this game that holds, personal foul penalties, things like that will kill your drives. Kudos to the Wildcats for overcoming that. I mean, that's the kind of thing that, in past years the Wildcats would struggle, and this year there's a lot of confidence down there in blue, green, and silver that they can overcome those types of penalties and mistakes. To their credit.
Again, the pit out in force tonight on a gorgeous night for football here on the first Friday of October. We said it was like 60 degrees at kickoff. How many of these young men and women are going to be at the homecoming dance tomorrow night? I'd say a good chunk of them, as here comes Farmington with an opportunity. They get out across the 40. Nice return by Wyatt. And Farmington with one of their better starting positions of tonight's game. And that is arguably one of the last things the Tigers need to see. It's Brock Wyatt, senior wideout, punt returner, kick returner. So thankfully got up under his own power. That's good to see.
It was from up here anyway, it looked like a mighty collision between 3 or 4 players down there. So glad that everybody is able to at least walk off the field. And also glad that hopefully nobody has to be checked for like a head injury or something like that.
For the Farmington Tigers from their 42.
So Farmington down by an 18-0 count. have to score this drive, I would say. Straight ahead, Johnson, and that's not going to help your cause. He maybe got to the line of scrimmage. Actually going to give him about half a yard, it looks like, on the far side. But check that Eagan D out. They were all over that. Ozzie Cooper came in from his linebacker spot. Hans Anderson was just outside, but there's Brandt.
That is a lot of stout green and silver in the middle. Holy cow, that's a whole, what, a host of Wildcats? A pride of Wildcats?
Pack.
We'll have to look that one up at between the quarters.
So 1 yard there for the Tigers. Again, Farmington, they went basically 3 and out on their opening drive of this half. A couple of runs, then a penalty. And a run and a punt.
Tigers trying to get the right. I think they have to call a timeout here.
Burn a timeout. That's their second.
Yeah. Tigers didn't have the right personnel on the field. They had. I thought they broke the huddle maybe with 12. Maybe they didn't. In any event, they broke the huddle with 11. A guy ran off. A new guy came on, and so clearly some confusion there in black and orange. And so, smart thing to do. Call a timeout. Make sure you got it done. I mean, this is, as you said, Mike, this is a situation where the Tigers have got to get points on this drive. Even going down the field and stalling out in Eagan territory is not enough. They've got to get on the board, because the Wildcats, if they get the ball back, they can run another 5 to 8 to 8 minute drive and just burn this clock down.
Quick opportunity. I want to make sure we give a shout out to Maggie Sutton checking in tonight. That's Rick Sutton's daughter. Of course, Rick was the 10-year coach here in Wildcat country, and what was he telling us? His daughter said he'll never retire, or he'll be a bad retiree. Something along those lines.
I think it's that he is a bad retiree.
Yeah, that's it. Osk finds his man. He's got a big man down the left side. Smart play by the Farmington signal caller. Finds Speratos.
Oh, this is just genius. Watch Osk attack the line of scrimmage. Sperato breaks away from his defensive back. The other defensive backs, Dorsey, can't catch up to him. What a play for the Tigers. It's just what they needed.
Yeah, Gabe Jellin kind of got caught in no man's land as Osk was coming at him, and then Speratos was able to just come off from that tight end spot. That was a 33-yard pickup for the Tigers. Pass it out far side. There's Wyant. Can he get the corner? And he'll get inside the 10-yard line. Nice job far side. Get down to about, looks like they're going to spot him at about the 7. That would be an 18-yard pickup.
And what did we say coming out of halftime, Mike? We said the Tigers are going to find a way to get the ball moving, put it in the hands of your best players, and Wyant is one of those players.
It was Koken that dragged him down on that far side. Miscue. Here's Osko. He scrambles, gets the football, runs into Langhorst. Actually, going to end up losing only a couple of yards on that play. Could have been much, much worse for the Tigers as you look at Langhorst. Missed a good chunk of last year with that elbow injury. Still wearing the brace this year, but definitely been one of the top Wildcat tacklers.
Langhorst with that big, potentially game-saving tackle against Lakeville South.
Yeah,
might want to.
Yeah,
might want to get a blow up of that still shot. Put it in your bedroom someday.
He and Dorsey.
Yep.
Second down. Osk stop. Osk throws. Got his man, and that's going to be short going to the end zone. Looking for one of his tight end that time. That was Wilsick, Cole Wilsick. First time we've called Cole's name tonight for the Tigers.
Credit to the Wildcats. This time they stay disciplined. This time as Osk rolls out, watch him, he steps towards the line of scrimmage. He's hoping, he's a lefty, and he's hoping that those defensive backs will come towards him and open up a lane for him to be able to hit that tight end. Did a great job that time of staying home, so to speak. And Osk, left with not some great options.
I thought he had a chance to go right there and potentially dart into the end zone, but
it is 3rd and 9, not 1st and 10.
Yep. Late third quarter. Looks like Farmington going to change up their plays. They don't want to burn that last time out. Osk fakes the Johnson. Brandt says, not today.
Incomplete. Harrison
That was read extremely well by Harrison Brandt, the 6'1 junior. Gets right around his man on the line.
Incomplete pass. Knocked down
4th down for the Tigers.
I got to say, he did that with style.
He did.
Right? I mean, it's how often does a great play meet great style in the same opportunity? And it did there for Brandt.
Field goal attempt upcoming for the Tigers.
Tigers will attempt a field goal.
This will be Ethan Giesler.
This will be a 26-yard
About a
field
20.
goal attempt for
Looks
number
like they're
98,
spotted at the
Ethan
16, so a
Giesler.
26-yard attempt. Get a good look here from our ETV crew. And kick is up, and the kick is good. Tigers get on the board with a $1:28 to go, 3rd quarter. Makes it a 2-score game as they now trail by an 18-3 count.
Tigers got points on that drive, so huge that they did. Now the first drive of the second half they didn't.
Yep.
But they come back and get points here on this drive, and that's like you said, Mike. They had to score and they did. Now the defense has got to come up with something here to stop these Wildcats.
And I'm looking at that drive took just over 2 minutes. That's a Farmington offensive drive. You were saying last week they had a drive, 20 plays, I believe. Was it 13 and a half minutes? I think we saw.
Something like that.
And Coach Sutton was like, what is that? Like that's not a Tiger drive.
No, it's not a Tiger drive. I can tell you they converted 3 4th downs on that drive, he told us. And I'll tell you, as a former offensive lineman, I love drives like that. That's what you lay awake at night thinking about and dreaming about when you fall asleep is just pounding the ball at the other team and holding on to the ball. They don't touch it. You have it. It's fantastic.
I think he said the only thing that didn't happen was they missed a field goal at the end of that drive, but enough. They had a 7-point lead over Rosemont and just absolutely milked the clock with that drive. Ate up most of the 4th quarter and left Rosemont with a 21-14 win. Nice downfield tackle that time by number 21 in white. That's Austin Raveling. Alverson, no chance. I'm going to call Raveling a special teams ace for these Farmington Tigers. I think it's his 2nd nice stop tonight.
I got to say, and I don't know that we're going to see a replay on this, but if you're blocking on the kickoff return, you have to block the guy that's coming down at full speed closest to. It's like they were blocking everybody else and nobody touched him, right? You've got to get in front of him and at least make him slow his speed, change his direction. You got to give your return guy a chance.
Evans, he'll keep near side and goes out of bounds at about the 22. Picks up maybe 5 there on 1st down for Brooklyn Evans.
Forced out of bounds by Logan Petzinger, number 16.
Just a quick 5. Well, like Nick Johnson has told us throughout the year, give us 4 yards and a cloud of dust on every play. Well, they got 5 right there on 1st down.
4-yard gain in the carry by Evans. 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats after 21.
We're down to 1:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Eagan led this one 11-0 at the break for those of you that are just joining us here on ETV. We are your home for Wildcat sports. Evans. Yeah, nothing doing that time. Jack Jerbeck among those in for the Tigers on that stop. 3rd and let's call it, we're going to call it 4, I believe, for the Wildcats. Big play right here. If Farmington gets a stop, gets the ball back, they're going to have it
Around midfield,
they're 40 or so.
Yeah, something like that. So big opportunity here for the Farmington Tiger defense, which tonight has struggled a little bit to get off the field. And Coach Sutton talked to us about that, getting off the field. They haven't done it tonight. Here's their big opportunity.
Evans just straight ahead. He saw the hole, called his own number. That's a 1st down and more. That's a 7-yard pickup, maybe 8 depending on the spot, but that's the 2nd time tonight Brooklyn has done that. He just saw the gap. I don't know if that was a design play. I'm going to doubt it. I'm going to guess that's just situational awareness.
Yeah, I think that is situational awareness. The Wildcats, as we wind down, we're going to run to the 4th quarter here as the time's going to tick off. But I think the Cats diagnosed something in the Farmington Tiger front 7 that said, hey, there's a gap here. There's a crease or a gap, and we think we can attack that. And on 3rd down and 4 yards, we're going to put the ball in the hands of perhaps our most explosive player.
All right, we're going to take ourselves a very short break, and we'll be back shortly with fourth quarter action. You're watching Prep Football on ETV.
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Start of the fourth quarter. It is 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their 31.
Okay, welcome back as we start the fourth quarter here in Wildcat country. Fresh set of downs for the Eagan Wildcats here on Homecoming 2024. Up by an 18-3 count. Evans will keep it, and he'll get, let's call it 4 on first down. This drive started back at the 17-yard line, and it's been 4 Brooklyn Evans runs thus far.
Evans carries to the 35-yard line, a gain of 4.
Evans doing a great job of carrying this team. I wouldn't say on his back necessarily. There have been other players who have made huge contributions, but when you need to get yards, when you need to win football games, your best and most experienced players should be the ones leading you, and Brooklyn Evans is doing that right now for the Wildcats.
And the Cats right now would like nothing better than a lengthy drive and absolutely milk the clock. Fumbled snap. That's number 3.
Loose ball on the snap.
Farmington says they have it. The officials say the Tigers are right.
Covered by Farmington.
First one the Cats have lost on 3 miscues. And it looks like, try to see who's coming up off the bottom of that pile. Max Blandon, 11 was in there, and so was 45. His name we haven't called for a while, that's Hayden Houghton. But bottom line, Farmington is going to take over at the Wildcat 35-yard line.
Well, if you had to come up with a scenario in which the Wildcats hand the game right back to the Tigers, you just saw it, folks.
Yep, absolutely.
10 Tigers at the Wildcat 35.
And we said with that field goal, it's a 2-score game right now. Haas gets the football, hands it off, straight ahead. Johnson inside the 20. That's about half the distance they need for a touchdown. Let's give Johnson, and we're going to give him 18 on that carry. First down at the Wildcats 17.
Ball spotted at the 17-yard line, a gain of 18.
Nice blocking there by the Tiger offensive line.
First and 10 Tigers.
Works once, try it again. That time we're going to put a minus in front of the yardage total. Wrapped up by a group of Wildcats, which we just learned is called a
destruction.
Destruction of Wildcats.
Destruction of Wildcats. So our crack production staff on it. A few technical difficulties up in their booth now been sorted out, and a destruction of Wildcats tackling Johnson on that play.
It's a minus 2.
To the 19, 2nd and 12.
Changing the play are the Tigers. We approach 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Wyatt goes in motion. Gets the football. No, he doesn't. Kept that time, I should say, by Osk. Gets to about the 10. That's going to set up third, maybe a couple for the Tigers. Spotted at the just outside the 10. Needs to get about the 7.5 for the first down.
Well, the Wildcats ran themselves out of that one. There was a big pull from the right guard for the Tigers, and he didn't even block anybody, and Osk still had room.
Johnson tries to get outside. Nice job of keeping him wide that time, and we thought I saw a flag fly. No. Koken up on the stop for the Eagan Wildcats. 4th and call it 5. Nice job of stringing him out by this Eagan defense.
Good job arriving in force. You saw the first player, Koken, I think that is, down making contact. He doesn't wrap up, but at least he slows Johnson down. And this is it for the Tigers. They've got to convert this, or the Wildcats can probably salt this one away.
4th and 5 from the 12. 4 receivers. Osk rolls left. Osk going for it all. He's got a man. Touchdown Tigers. That's Wyant back in the back corner of the end zone.
Touchdown Farmington Tigers.
Far too easy. The defensive secondary lost control or lost contain. I was worried about Osk breaking containment and attacking the line of scrimmage. He sets up there. Good, decent pressure by the Wildcats, but the receiver's back by himself, back of the end zone. That's just too easy.
And the whiteout is happy over on the visitors' bleachers. Big PAT right here for the Tigers. Giesler's kick is up, and the kick is good. A one-score game back here in Wildcat country as the Farmington Tigers get within 8. Here at homecoming, 20-24. 8:32 to go. Nathan, we had an opportunity. We mentioned our all-star crew a few moments ago. Who are those fine men and women that are behind the scenes tonight?
Absolutely. The people, our award-winning ETV crew that makes us look and sound so good. Executive producer Josh Sibley, Tim Shinyan, Sarah Paulus, Sam Larson, Derek Badger, Max Hellmuller, and Kate Votel. Thank you so much for making us look good, sound good. You guys collectively at ETV are a huge, huge asset for this community, and we really appreciate you.
Touchdown is a 12-yard pass from Jonah Osk, number 7. To Brock Wyatt, number 4.
Wildcat Boosters would also like to thank their long list of sponsors for supporting Wildcat football. Chick-fil-A, Midwest Bank, Summit Orthopedic, Urgency Room, Bail Bonds Doctor, Taco John's, Colwell Banker, and John Mulkern, Minnesota Orthodontics, Olson Defense, Game 1, Lakeside Orthodontics, Wildcats Bar and Grill, hopefully we're on there, U.S. Bank, Domino's, Colwell Banker, Rami Cormont, Wyatt's Twisted Americana, and Greg and Lisa's Hidden Treasure and Tavern 13. Thank you so much for your support of the Ladder Crew.
Kickoff will be returnable from about the 16-yard line. There's a flag that comes in. Here's Evans on the return, and he gets out of bounds at about the 31. Where that flag was thrown, I'm going to guess it's on the Wildcats, getting with one of the Farmington players on the receiving end of an infraction.
I would imagine so. A block or a hold of some sort.
Here it is.
We're not going to see it here. I think it would be just off the left of your screen. Unlucky there for Evans as he had a nice return. Wildcats will be walked back. We'll take over 1st and 10 with 8:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball will be spotted at the 26.
It stays 1st and 10.
Yes, it stays 1st and 10.
It doesn't. You don't lose that. You lose the 10, but you don't make it 2nd and 18 kind of thing. 8:25. Time remaining here in the fourth quarter. The ball on the. Some people are hollering fumble. I don't think that was, but.
Yeah, it was a fumble. Another center quarterback exchange issue.
Number 4.
So the Wildcats, let's just say it this way, Mike. If the Wildcats win this football game tonight, there is going to be something to talk about tomorrow in practice and next week. Some things to work on. Number 1, center quarterback exchange. It has to be automatic, and it's not right now.
And you can make an excuse that it's not the normal center in there. Marshall Beerley moved over. He's been there all night. Eagan has run a plethora of plays. So you can't chalk that one up to newness. Yeah, Gilbertson runs into I think it's a pack of Tigers we're going to go with.
Pack of Tigers? Makes sense.
I'm going with that for now. But it's now 3rd and about 6 for the Eagan Wildcats. And Nathan, for this being homecoming, it is awfully quiet here in the bleachers on the home side.
I'm a little surprised the pit isn't a little bit louder, especially now. Obviously, with your offense on the field, maybe it's not so great to get hyped up now, but the pit needs to get going. There needs to be a little bit of energy here. And in fairness, both student sections seem to be, waiting on pins and needles for something to happen.
Big play for both teams. Cats need about 6. Halverson is going to get about 6.5. Chains are going to move, and Eagan's going to be able to take some more time off the clock.
Big block at the top of your screen. Watch him right there. As Halverson goes to the end. Oh, that's Eisen, number 20. Could not tell if it was which number that was, but big hit by Eisen, knocking the defender back, creating the first down opportunity. That's what Halverson needed. He needed 6, and he got about 8.5.
Yep. From the 35, but more importantly, fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. Reminder, Farmington only has 1 timeout left. They had to burn 2 of them in the third quarter. Evans, he'll cut it up. Evans will get tripped up. He nearly took that one all the way. Just the shiftiness and the slipperiness, if I dare say it, of Brooklyn Evans.
Well, great blocking up front. Watch this blocking up front. The camera, our ETV camera, fooled a little bit by the dive back to Gilbertson, but like you said, just a great shoestring tackle that time by the Tigers. Otherwise, Evans is off to the races, and we're talking about a 2-score game.
Yep. And now the pit's starting to fire up a little bit.
Ball security has to be paramount here for these Wildcats. I mean, the Tigers are going to be ripping this ball. If there's a tackle, they're going to be ripping the ball. So
absolutely,
they need to cover up with both hands.
From the 46. Evans gets maybe a couple that time.
Tackle made by Max Separados, number 97.
I'll give him a couple on that. Hey, I want to make sure before I forget, I got to give a shout out. There's some Wildcat, at least one former Wildcat player watching us from Buckman Hall at Iowa State University tonight. And I heard from one of the parents of said player, he'd up their beverage game.
2nd and 9.
Interesting.
Interesting, yes.
Very interesting.
Interesting, yes.
Curious.
Promised said parent we'd get that in there for them. Straight ahead, Gilbertson. Look it down to the 49-yard line of Farmington, but the clock continues to roll. This drive started with 8:25 on the clock.
So bringing up about 3rd and about 4. Good surge by the offensive line. You see Gilbertson made it about 3 yards downfield before he had to really do a whole lot. Nicely done.
To nitpick there, you got to get 2 hands on the football, though.
Yep, Gilbertson's got to buckle up.
Tigers that were absolutely.
Yeah, buckle up for safety, as they say.
Making some noise on the Farmington student section, the whiteout. 3rd and 5. Evans, pitch, Halverson cuts it up. 4th and 4.
Halverson, number 40, the ball carrier.
What do you do if you're Nick Johnson? 4th and 4 at midfield. You get the first down.
I'm going to tell you right now. Interestingly enough, I would have said we go for it. I would have said we go for it.
I would have too. I think.
And Coach NJ is going to punt the ball.
They're going to punt the ball. This will be the first time tonight, I believe, that he gets punted. I have to double check my notes on that, but.
Formation, Alex Land, number 12.
Farmington blocked a punt last week at Rosemount.
For the Tigers is Brock Wyatt, number 4.
Wyatt back deep for the Tigers, standing at about his own 15. Land to kick it away. Good snap. No rush. Nice sky-high kick. Returnable, however, from the 20. Downfield. Nice tackle. Eagan Wildcats. Reeser. 22 in green. And the Tigers will take over with 3:41 to go at their own 21-yard line.
Reeser, one of the heroes, the big heroes of the Lakeville South victory, with a late interception to seal the deal for the Wildcats, and great coverage that time. Letting Wyatt catch the ball and take a few steps, but then wrapping him up nicely. No chance there that Wyatt was going to get out of that. everything's still there for the Farmington Tigers. Absolutely. They're down by 1 score. Now, yes, they've got to score and hit a 2-point conversion, but it's right there for them. We knew this was going to be a close game. We said it at halftime coming into the third quarter. We knew it would be, and look what we've got, Mike. We've got a good high school prep football game.
And you and I, we talked to both head coaches, and we both said, this has got the feeling of a 1-score game. Neither one of them disputed us.
No.
4 receivers. We'll send a man in motion. Osk will keep it. He'll get out to the 25, picks up maybe 3 that time. Maybe I don't know if you can hear some of the Farmington coaches up here next to us in the box calling out the plays.
Now, here's the thing. If I'm Farmington, it's got to be, in this situation, with only 1 timeout, I think Osk is got to be the guy he's got to touch the ball and handle the ball. I want him running the football and or passing the football on almost every play.
Well, give Kyle Graham some credit. Cole Gramstad, they opened up a little bit of a hole there for their quarterback. Here's Osk rolling. Going to throw it. Got his man. That should be, is that going to be enough for first down? I think so. Reesney there on the reception. There go the sticks on the far side.
Catch made number 14, Tony Resney.
First down Tigers as we get inside 3 to go.
Wildcats have to be smart here. Don't panic. Wrap up. Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. Just make the tackle that you need to make. Stay with your assignment. Do your job. Don't try to win the game in one fell swoop. Just play good football.
Not a lot of urgency though in Farmington. I think there was some confusion there. But that had to take a good 30 seconds to get a play in, and now you're going to get a false start on the Tigers.
Yeah, the slot back moved. At least the slot. I saw the slot back move. I thought maybe the referees might get him.
Offense, number 14. 5-yard penalty.
And it looks like the referees saw the same thing I did.
And there's Reesney. He was the guilty party of that infraction.
1st and 15 after the penalty.
Ask looks right. He'll keep it. Gets around 1 man. Gets to the corner. Spin move out to the 33. Ends up picking up about 6 yards on that play. Hurry up offense here for the Tigers. They quickly get to the line.
The Wildcats, the Tigers are trying to move players on and off. They're changing formations and changing personnel packages, and that is slowing their pace a little bit. Wildcats also now getting a guy on the field.
Looked like he really wanted to step in and air one out. Good pressure by the Cats. Osk will have to scramble, and he'll get out of bounds on the far side. Forced out over there by the Eagan Wildcats. I believe that was Land, number 12. But clock stops. Picks up about 3, maybe 4.
Credit to the defensive secondary of the Wildcats that time. On the touchdown pass, they were a bit they didn't stay with their assignments, I'll say it that way. This time, Osk has nothing down the field, rolls out to the outside. Now, if I'm Farmington, I want Osk attacking the line of scrimmage on every single play. He's super dangerous when he does that.
$1:44 to go. Osk got his man in midfield. Wyant, spin move, crosses midfield. Stays on his feet to the 45. Taken down that time. That was Bowie for the stop for the Wildcats. Tigers in Wildcat territory. I almost said Wildcat country, but no, that's this complex. Got his man far side, and he'll stay in bounds. Nice tackle over there by 22 Reeser. Looks like 81 on the reception that time for Farmington. That's Blake Johnson. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear the coaches up here. They're very, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. 67 seconds to go. 4 receivers. Osk throws a man. That's good. I think that's a ball that, I'll see the replay, but from the naked eye, I thought that was one that should have been caught.
Oh, yeah. Hit him right in the breadbasket.
Yep, you can't throw that one any better.
No.
We'll see. He'll He'll be talking about that one to himself for a while.
Incomplete pass stops the clock, 3rd and 7. Wildcat defense bending a little. Will they break? They've had to rotate some players out. There's some tired Wildcats out there chasing these Tigers around. So they've got to get some new personnel on the field too.
Farmington still has that one timeout. Osk. Oh, that's going to be out of bounds, I believe. Yep. Led his man just a hair too far.
Still an excellent play.
It was.
Just unlucky for the Tigers that he was out of bounds.
Well, you see that down marker where it says 4 right now.
Great camera work. Watch. Well, you can see it there on the replay. He had 1 foot. He caught it 1 foot, but it hit the white.
Cats need a stop, and they get a homecoming win. Tigers need at least 7 yards to keep it going.
Again, I'd put this ball in the hands of my quarterback, have him attack the line of scrimmage, give him a run pass option.
Trips right, single left. And we've got timeout taken by the Eagan Wildcats. That's their first.
This is their
not that it really matters for.
Well, smart, I think, by Coach Nick Johnson, because the Tigers had trips lined up. It kind of had that feel of maybe a bubble screen or something, a little throwback or something a little tricky going on. So call a timeout, slow the momentum of the Tigers down. We've seen so many times when high school football teams slow their opponents down in terms of their pace, their rhythm of running plays, so many times that there's a net benefit to the team that's slowing the other team down.
And Nathan, I think you made the point a few plays ago. This defense was looking tired. You get a little freshness right here on what very well could be the game-sealing play. Look at those guys up front. There's Brandt. There's Will. Hans Anderson, 92. Couple of 55s right in the trenches.
You want to keep your contained, but you want to get to the quarterback. If you're a D lineman, get to the quarterback.
Preston with the snap. Osk. He'll step up. He scrambles. He's got room. He's got a first down, Tigers, and he'll get out of bounds at the Wildcat 30-yard line. 12-yard pickup for Osk.
Well, the Wildcats did get some good pressure, but they didn't. Somebody needed to spy Osk, or somebody needed to maintain their lane, and that's just a creative offensive play by Osk.
Still plenty of time. There's 45 seconds left. We said Tigers have to get it in the end zone. Osk, he'll throw. Minimal pickup that time. Number 84 with the reception. That's Wilsey.
Made by Cole Wilsek, number 84.
Get maybe 4 on that catch.
Tigers quickly to the line.
Yep.
And they spike it.
Yep. I was just about to say, do you spike it on second down or you just go? I would have attempted just to go, but then again, we're up here.
Yeah, I think Rick Sutton's forgotten more about football than we'll ever know. So, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. And Hans Anderson's getting off the field. We got some personnel changes here for the Wildcats.
Well, you keep your defensive line rotating. Keep a fresh guy out there.
It's third down, not second down. Yep.
No, it's second down.
No,
you're right. It is
third down. They spiked the ball on second
down. You're right.
Down.
Scoreboard still says second. Osk pressured. Osk on his feet. Got his man.
Complete.
First down, Tigers inside the 20. They're going to spike it here on first down. Inside 20 seconds to go. And Osk with the spike. I did not see who caught that on the far side. I was hoping we'd get a replay, but whoever it was, it's a first down, Farmington Tigers at the 19.
I think that was Cole Witzik.
Okay.
I think it was Witzik, 84. But what a heads-up play by making sure he was on the right side of the sticks, catching the ball. I mean, the only thing that would have been better is if somehow he had gotten out of bounds. But at this point, with only 16 seconds left, Tigers have time for what, maybe 2 plays?
Yeah, depending on what happens. I mean, 2 on each side from the left hash. In motion, Wyant. I thought he might have cut up early. To the end zone. That ball falls to the turf. They had the big tight end down there, 84. That was Will Seeker. He's actually the receiver. They list him as 6'4".
I think that's a smart idea by Osk. Put it up in the air and have your big strong guy, big strong tight end / receiver who can jump. Send him up for it. Why not?
Grady Reeser nearly with his second straight home game pick to finish things off.
I think
10 seconds to go.
Do we have a timeout?
I don't know.
We don't have a timeout.
No, because it was an incomplete pass.
So the clock stops on that.
Yeah. Farmington does have a timeout. Tripped right. Osk got his man far side. That ball is caught. No, picked off. Reeser. 2 in a row for Reeser and the win.
Oh my heavens. 2 interceptions to seal games in back-to-back, home games. Great pressure by the defensive line.
And you look at that play, that is so similar to what he did against South.
He made a great break on the ball. A great break on the ball. Now, honestly, if we had instant replay, did that ball hit the turf as he's going down? I don't know. But what an effort by Reeser.
The official was right there. That's all I could say.
Yep.
From our vantage point in the replay, we couldn't tell.
Absolutely.
Now, you got to convert the snap. But they did. Does Farmington take the final timeout?
Wow.
No, they don't.
Big win for these Wildcats, Mike.
Happy
Big win for the Wildcats.
Homecoming 2024. We haven't mentioned it yet. But if you look long-term, this might, and I say might, guarantee the Wildcats 2 home playoff games if they were to win the first one.
That's something that has not happened in the history of this program in a long, long time.
Yeah.
In fact, when was the last time, and I have to go back and look, and I will look for this next time we broadcast for ETV. When was the last time that the Wildcats were 2 games above 500? All right, because they're 4-2. 2 games above 500 this late in the season. I mean, it's been...
It had to be the Sutton era.
Yeah, it had to be at
least. Just go back to like Zach Zenner and Quinnell and those guys? I don't know. But that's a very good question to look into. But everybody's heartbeat getting back to normal if you're an Eagan Wildcat fan.
Well,
for the Farmington Tigers, this is a tough one.
It is a tough one, but we knew the Farmington Tigers would come out of halftime and make this a football game. They did that. Unfortunately, they're going to look at this and say, we came close, but we didn't get it done. They're going to be frustrated by that. However, they still have the opportunity here next week and the week after against Burnsville and Coon Rapids, respectively, to get right, so to speak, to get clicking on all cylinders and get ready for the playoffs.
Eagan Wildcats next week, they are at Forest Lake. Just a reminder, Lakes Area TV will be covering that game, and Eagan TV is going to they're going to stream it on our site, or they're going to share that link with us, so you'll be able to watch Lakes Area's coverage of Eagan at Forest Lake next Friday. And then a reminder, last home game of the year, a Thursday, October 17th, MEA weekend that nobody goes to anyway, but an MEA weekend, that's a noon start on Thursday. We will have that one live on the YouTube channel for those of you that want to put it on the corner of your screen at work and tell your boss you're actually working hard and that kind of thing. But that'll be the big rivalry against Eastview. And of course, coming up this week, girls boys soccer playoffs. Cats looking good for both boys and girls.
Yeah, the Wildcat boys, I'll tell you this, if the Wildcat boys they are the prohibitive favorite to win that section at this point. I think I'm safe in saying that. They absolutely should go to state. Girls have a little tougher road to hoe. I mean, they've got a couple of good teams, Rosemount, Eastview, Hastings in there. That's going to give them some challenges, but the reality of it is both teams should make it to the section finals. Speaking of finals, final here is 18-10. The Wildcats take the destruction of Wildcats, taking out the Pride pack of Tigers. We'll have to look at that as Brooklyn Evans gets it done. 2 touchdowns, 2 one-yard plunges, I think, Mike.
Yes, it was. Well, we're going to give him 2 on the second one, but bottom line, Evans scored twice. Reeser, again, game-clinching interception. There's the 2-point conversion by the Eagan Wildcats back early. That seemed like such a long time ago. That was back in the first quarter.
Well, Wildcats solid, right? Frankly, Mike, solid in all 3 phases. Offensively, getting the job done. Defensively, playing some good defense. And special teams. coal-mining with a big field goal. Good kick coverage, -1 cover, one particular situation. Other than that, good kick coverage, good punts, good snaps from the long snapper. So all three phases of the game effective for the Wildcats tonight.
Well, we said happy homecoming 2024 for the Eagan Wildcats. Logan Gilbertson and I haven't used the term yet, but gang green tonight. We're in the special green unis here at homecoming 2024. So that's going to wrap it up. The Eagan Wildcats improve. They're 4-2 on the season. Their losses are to number 1 Lakeville North and Edina, who was number 2 at the time. So is this a magical year for the Cats? We'll find out continuing their next week at Forest Lake, and then we're back with them against Eastview on MEA. So again, from Wildcat Country, it's a victorious Eagan Wildcat squad. He's Nathan Cron, I'm Mike Cook, and we speak on behalf of the entire ETV crew. Everybody, thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next time for Wildcat Football on ETV.